What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron, checking the audio interface, making sure that this is recording, that you guys can hear my voice. How are we doing today? We're going to hop into a puppy draft, maybe two, probably just one though, but we'll talk some strategy. I'll answer some of you guys' questions down below. We'll have a good old grand time in this stream, hanging out, talking shop, talking fantasy football. As we do. How are we doing? Let me know. If you're in the chat, say what's up. Say how's it going. Let me know if the audio is all right. Let me know if the stream's laggy. Anything among those lines. Let me know how are we doing today, fellas. How are we doing? As you guys know, we're hopping on Underdog Fantasy, Underdog Best Ball. Best place to play. We're going to be doing a puppy draft, maybe two. Not sure yet. But as always, if you want to hop on there, get into a draft with me where once I sign in, I'm going to hop into a draft. If you want to get in there as well, use my promo code Ron. Use my promo code Ron, and then on there, they will match your deposit up to $100. And I'll put that link in the YouTube real quick. I got sidetracked. My brother texted me real quick. What do we do? Is this for the 10 million guarantee? Hold on. What the hell am I doing? Let me get this up here. So is this for the 10 million guarantee? Now, we're going to do a puppy draft, so it's only $5. The 10 million guarantee is Best Ball Mania 3, which is right here, where I've kind of slowed down on those a little bit because I think there's a big edge to be had early on with like barbell drafting strategy and then drafting again in the summer when we have more information. But while the puppy's out, I'm hitting that super hard. $5 enter, like $70,000 up top. I want to say like over 100K in prizes. I could be talking my ass though, but really, really cool setup. So if you want to hop on there and draft with us, I'm going to be hopping into that in like the next 5 minutes. So if you want to, Underdog Fantasy, promo code Ron. Let me put that in the description real quick, or let me pin that in the comments, and then I'll answer some questions. I'll say some what's goods. I'll say some what's ups. I know we got the fellas in the chat right now going absolutely crazy. But yeah, here's a link, and it'll just take you right to this page where you just like deposit. You can sign up, and you can hop into a draft. If you deposit 10, they will match 10. That's good for 4 puppy drafts, which is amazing. All right, so I'll put that in here. A little pin at the top, and then we'll be good to go, I believe. All right. What else we got? Okay, we got first from Hop Down there somewhere. Sup, Ron? How's it going? Yo, what's up? What's going on? Ant, Tom, all right, what's going on, brother? Send the link to Sleeper. Not a Sleeper mock. We don't do Sleeper mocks around here. We probably will eventually, but you said no lag quality. Sounds looking good. Love to see it. Ronald, how are we doing? SoFlo, looking fresh. You know I had to get so fresh, just so clean, just for you guys. A little. Looking clean today. But reason I got this haircut as well is because we filmed Crazy Ambassador today. So we did a really fun intro. I actually just filmed the like meaty part of the video before I hopped on here. Really, really great. You said we still rocking with 0 RB, won me 2 chips last year. Of course, brother. Of course, we're rocking with 0 RB. Hero RB, modified 0 RB. We're going to be doing in August a lot of those draft strategy type videos, but 100% still rocking with that. What we got? Sup Juan, how are we doing? Do you think Hollywood Brown averages 20 to 29 fantasy points per game or 30 plus? I'm saying probably 30 plus minimum. Yeah, boy, how are we doing? Also, fellas, you guys see what's behind me? That's not a jersey back there. What do y'all think that is? I'm kind of struggling to sign into Underdog right now because I'm blanking on what my password is, just kind of filibustering here. You said, when will the puppy fill? Very soon. That's why I'm jamming entries in. I'm only at I think I'm at 30 right now, which isn't bad at all. Don't get me wrong, that's not bad. It's actually pretty good. But I want to max it at 150. I don't think I'm going to get there. Which sucks, but it happens to the best of us. All right, we're signed in. We're going to hop into this in a second here. I'm going to fire it up on Underdog. I'll probably put it on screen in a second. Jeez, let me search up Underdog one more time. Let me just get a new let me get a new page real quick. We'll go drafts. There we go. All right. So we're going to switch this up real quick. This is going to take me a second to even figure out how I want this to look. Yeah, so this is what it was when we were doing the tier list video earlier this week. So let's zoom it all the way out, and then from there I can kind of feel out what we're doing here. So let's go. Boom. And we want it so the sides just start to touch. Sorry, fellas. I really should have done this before I hop on, but you guys know what the vibe is. All right, I think that looks good. And then boom. And I'll take the banner off once we get going. Put this here, so you guys can't watch my pockets. I'm just messing around. But yeah, also feel free to send me like Dynasty questions and any questions. I'm down to just sort of do a little Q&A, talk some shop in terms of what I'm doing in these drafts. But we're going to hop into this draft and I'll start answering questions. I know that you guys got a couple in here simmering. So we're going to get into a puppy. If you're out there, again, use promo code RON when you sign up. They'll match your deposit up to $100 and you can hop in here and draft with us. It's going to be the puppy. I'm going to press enter, but it's not going to get us in there. All right, so I'm going to click yes in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Hopefully some of you guys are in here. Are there any open spots now? There's one open spot for anybody else that wants to get in here. If you do come in here, let me know what your name is just so I know, if any of the fellas are in there. But what do we got in here? You said 6-man. You said 6-man keeper league. Higgins, Hollywood, Eckler, Swift, Dobbins. Which rookie would you take? 101 and 108. So this is like a rookie draft. What the hell, man? I guess like Breece Hall and then pray for like Jameson Williams or something. I don't know. That's a little bit oddly specific. What else we got? All right, so I'm thinking, because I know you guys love to see the board. Do you guys want it like this? So you guys can still see like, oh, my pick is coming up, or do you guys just want to see just straight up the board like this? Because I think either way works. And then we can we'll remove the promo. We'll put this down here. I'd say this is probably the move, but let me know what you guys think. So I know you guys love seeing the board. I get roasted all the time for not showing the board. All right. Does this look good? I think so. I think it looks good. I know I'm kind of just talking to myself. What do we got here? Just send away Kamara for Elijah Moore and 2 future thirds. I wouldn't say like an emphatic W, but it's pretty damn good. I don't hate that at all. I do not hate that at all. All right, so let me pull this up on my phone so I can like sort of get picks made. But yeah, let me know if this is like a good view, because I know you guys like seeing the board. Let me know if it's too zoomed out. I don't know if like Jonathan Taylor and Jamar Chase there is really clear when you're reading that. What do we got? All right, so yeah, I think I'd probably take Elijah Moore over Kamara, but I don't know if the market would agree. But I do lean your side. I don't think that it's a screaming value, I guess. You said, my friend sold his future for Zeke last season. What is the best way to make fun of him? I'd say, dude, you just got to kind of let him live with that decision. Like, he's already hurting. Maybe start sending feelers out where you send him maybe you have Todd Gurley. Maybe you have Le'Veon Bell and you just want to give him all of the old running backs. Maybe you even have, I'm trying to think of like very old, dusty-ass running backs you can kind of just ship off to him. But that's what I would do. I'd probably mess around with a little bit with some fun offers. All right, so we're about to be on the clock here. I'm staring down. In this spot, I like Diggs or Kelsey a lot. So Diggs goes. Let's go Kelsey. I don't have a ton of Kelsey. So we'll go Kelsey. I think that works. And what I do every time I pick a player, which, maybe isn't the best thing to do, but I literally look up, on Underdog you can do this, you can just look up the Chiefs. You type in Chiefs. I start every Chief that has an ADP just so I know later on in the draft that it is time to start drafting, or just like it just kind of nudges you towards stacking. And then I even do Denver. So that's their Week 17 matchup, which I also want to be aware of because we want to have those Week 17 stacks. I've heard people on Twitter like dispute like Week 17 stacks, whatever. Like everyone's going to be doing it. Here's the thing. Everyone that you guys follow in this bubble of Twitter, in this bubble of YouTube, is going to be talking about Week 17 stacks. It's huge right now, and I get it. But I also think that like 80% of the field probably isn't even going to be keen on Week 17 stacks anyways. Nobody, like the average Underdog user isn't going to be getting Week 17 stacks in, is what I'm trying to say. I will say there's not any clear stacks until Javonte Williams. So at the 16th spot, I'm just going to kind of pick whatever player I like the most, which I don't really know. I also think like it's conceivable that Mark Andrews makes it back to me, and like a bully tight end build is kind of fun, but I don't think that it's very practical. Like I don't think that Now, you can clip this in like 6 months of me saying this, and maybe I look like an idiot, but I don't think that the winner of this tournament or the winner of any tournament is going to have a Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce team. That's my bold statement, but I don't think that that's that bold. But now I'm staring down Mixon, CeeDee Lamb, Deebo Samuel. Huh. Let's go Mixon. We'll go Mixon. I don't take a ton of Mixon. This is a start that I don't usually do, so I think that'll be fun. And on top of that, he has some fun stack opportunities. I don't think we'll be able to get T, but the Buffalo Bengals game is one that I'm also trying to target pretty heavily in these drafts. I'm probably going to do a video very soon on underdog strategy, kind of roster construction, also outline why I'm stacking so much in week 17. But my bad for kind of ignoring things, but that's kind of what happens when there's 6 picks in between. Kind of have to stay on my toes. What do we got here? You said, actually, with Cooper gone and Zeke finally healthy, he may pick up more targets this year. CD? You talking about CD? I'm not sure. And he said he wasn't trying last year. Who are you talking about? Did I read your first thing wrong? I think I'm being an idiot. I don't know. You said you're Johnny Depth. Oh, so we're back to back, brother. We're going heads up here. You said 1 quarterback league. Would you give up London and a 23 first for Deebo? London and a 23 first for Deebo. It's pretty wild, but I don't think I would, man. I do not think I would. Oh, you meant Zeke? Let me see that real quick. So you said Zeke. You said with Cooper gone and Zeke finally healthy, he may pick up more targets this year. That's fair. I think Pollard's going to pick up targets, though. Here's the thing. Kellen Moore, I believed in Kellen Moore, but it doesn't seem like Kellen Moore is actually that sharp or that bright, where I thought he was going to be that kind of guy. If you're smart and you have this team, they don't have a slot. I mean, they have CeeDee Lamb, but it would be way more efficient if you could run CeeDee Lamb on the outside, Gallup on the other side, Zeke in the backfield, Schultz at tight end, and then Pollard in the slot, man. If you ran Pollard in the slot, you could do so much fun stuff with Pollard in the slot. Pollard can run routes good enough to come out of the slot and do great. You can give him touches there. You can have him come in like motion with like jet sweeps, or you can kind of add that into your offense. Or you can even come out of like shotgun with like Zeke back there. Almost like NCAA 14 type stuff where you get Pollard in motion, do a fake handoff, and you can even just drop back into a normal pass. But just having that wrinkle of Tony Pollard on jet sweeps and him in the slot where you can run routes and catch passes that way. This offense with Amari Cooper gone, they need to get the ball into Tony Pollard's hands way more often is pretty much what I'm talking about. All right, I got an idea here. I kind of want to reach on Mahomes here, man. I don't see the gap between Keenan Allen. Like, Keenan Allen is like the very obvious pick to me here. But I don't see Keenan Allen as much better than like Waddle, Moore, Deontay Johnson. Actually, I do. So I'll go Allen here, and we'll hope that something cracks right at our next pick. But if we don't get Mahomes, I'm not going to cry about it. I don't really care. You said you take London in a first? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think I'd probably not send out London in a 23 first for Deebo. Even though I do like Deebo, I just think that's a lot to give up. That's like essentially like the 102 and a 23 first. But yeah, fellas, feel free to let me know dynasty trades that you've made, anything among those lines. I'll answer questions, hang out with you guys. If you guys want to pick my brain on redraft takes, F1 takes, I've been getting into Formula 1 recently. I absolutely fucking love it. What else we got here? You said, in my Devy league, you sold Jordan Addison, Sky Moore, James Cook for DJ Moore and AJ Dillon. Now, this is tough. I'm not super read up on Devy. I'm in one Devy league, and I co-manage it with a guy who's really good at Devy. So, I don't have a ton of Devy takes. In terms of trade value, I don't know. I actually love Jordan Addison. I would say it's pretty close. I don't know that I love selling Jordan Addison for that, but maybe, I don't know. I don't really know the values. Maybe I'm valuing him too highly because I do love Jordan Addison, but I don't know. That is a close one. You said, what's up, my man? What's going on, Mark? You said, You said, what's up, my man? Just got offered Renfro for your Alec Pierce in a 23-second win now, start 10. That's not awful. I do think we I don't know why I said we. All right, so I'm actually up here. And Mahomes is still there. Man, I kind of want... So I pass up on my Mahomes to go Judy and then just pray that we can figure something out with Russell Wilson later on. Oh. Let's go Mahomes. Let's go Mahomes. Might as well. If we go Kelsey, it has to be Mahomes. It has to. I also need to, before I answer anything else, I need to, because we took Chargers. Oh, this is actually great. These are all games I want to be stacking. So we'll do Chargers, Rams. Damn, I would have loved to go Judy there. Chargers. I also do like the star 17 matchups stored away in my brain at this point. It's ugly, but at the same time, hey man, I tweeted this out the other day, dude. If you don't have the Week 17 matchups, I think, but yeah, back to your question, Mark. I think I would actually probably just hold Alec Pierce in a 23-second. I don't love Renfro at all. Give up A.J. Brown in a 102 for Justin Jefferson. So like A.J. Brown in London, I actually don't think that's even that steep of a price, because I mean, what, Jefferson goes like probably like, let's be conservative and say he goes like 110 in a startup. A.J. Brown, let's say he goes like 301. London goes like late 4. So like a 3 and a 4 for a late one. I would say it's even. I would say it's even, and I would probably just hold A.J. Brown there, but I don't think it's an awful price. Is that fine? Said, how did you get into F1? Like, what things are you watching? Where are you getting your info, et cetera, et cetera? I got into F1. It's going to sound super corny, but I got into F1 from the Netflix series Drive to Survive. I've been watching it with my mom recently. It's so dope. It is so good, man. But that's dope. I was watching the Monaco Grand Prix last week, so I'm kind of getting into the races. I'm kind of betting on them a little bit. Like, the odds are super long. They're really fun. But the best source that I know of for F1, and I don't know a ton. I'm not in terms of like my knowledge of F1 is less than 1% of my knowledge for football. But with F1, it's just really fun. It's something new, something that I've been getting into recently. But Sam Hoppin on Twitter has really, really, really cool stuff, man. He has like projections for every race. He has ELO ratings. He has overtake data. So he has like he put a chart out the other day that was really cool that showed every driver how many times they've overtaken other drivers and how many times that they've been overtaken themselves. So it's really cool. It's kind of like a plus minus type stat, but he's doing really cool stuff from like projections, all of that cool stuff. You said sent Bateman, Renfro in a 23 third for Deontay in a 23 second earlier today. That's a lot for me to wrap my head around. But hold on. I got to make this next pick. Face ID, please work. Okay. I got ideas. We'll see what Johnny Depth does here. Johnny Depth is assembling a very classic 0RB team. I got ideas. Well, there goes Juju. That was my only other idea. I hate what's on the board here. I hate this turn, man. I will say, do I regret my pick? Do I wish that I went Judy here? Maybe. I will say I just don't like this range at all, man. Of like, I'm staring down Montgomery, Dobbins, Lamar. I can't take Lamar with Mahomes. So we're staring down Dobbins, Bateman. Why I don't see why Bateman's a huge tier ahead of Elijah Moore and Drake London. I really don't see that. Let's go Dobbins, man. I don't mind Dobbins at all these days. I really don't. I think 5th round Dobbins is actually really interesting. Because if this offense kind of takes off, you're looking at something really nice. So again, starring Ravens and starring Steelers here. I doubt that Bateman makes it back to me. We'll see. So Ravens, Steelers. And then if Bateman doesn't make it back to me, I'll probably just take like whatever wide receivers there. I love Elijah Moore in that range. I will say, if you guys let Montgomery get it to me, 12 picks past ADP, I will take David Montgomery in the 6th round. I will. I will not be happy about it. I will be kicking and screaming. But if his ADP is 52 and we're at pick 64, a round later, I don't hate taking Montgomery. We'll see, though. What else we got? And if I do take Montgomery here, it'll be probably my last running back. I'll probably just take Montgomery and then call it a day at RB. Probably do like a 3 running back build, maybe 4. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully this guy takes Montgomery. That would be great. We'll see, though. He takes Jacobs? So you're going to force me to stare down Montgomery. I don't know if I can stomach it, guys. I don't know. I know I was saying that I was going to do it, but I'm just going to take Bateman, guys. I'm very sorry. I know I was saying I was going to take Montgomery. I just couldn't do it. Just could not do it. You said Bateman. All right, so let me move the draft board down. Let me be better about that. We'll move the draft board down to like here. I think this makes sense. So starting from the 4th round. All right, what else we got? You said you sent Bateman, Renfro in a 3rd for Deontay in a 23-second. I actually love that. I have Deontay is the best piece in that deal. I think that's fine. Would you tear down from DK for 23 first plus 2? I wouldn't tear down from DK. I love Metcalf. What should be added to Pollard to get to McCaffrey in a 12-team, 1 quarterback PPR start 9? Oof, that's a weird format for me. Added to Pollard to get there? Man, I don't know. I think that might be a bridge too far to gap, brother. It might be a bridge too far to gap. If I was to maybe guess, maybe 1 to 2 first, maybe a first and a second, something along those lines. We have the stock exchange in here. What's going on? What's going on? I assume this is Danny. What's going on, brother? You said you love Addison as well, but I also have a couple more high-quality Devy pieces like Downs, Harrison, Braylon Allen. Figured I'd get some guaranteed production out of more. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm not sure. I'm still sort of wrestling with like getting your team balanced between the college side and the NFL side and all of that stuff. So my opinion on like Devy trades, not super refined. You said DJ Moore's now your wide receiver 4 behind Devontae, Debo, Deontay. That's a nice spot. You said Fantasy Stock Exchange, does Canada have an underdog sell app in Canada? They have an app, but I don't think... It depends on what part of Canada you're in to be able to play, sadly. You said, yeah, he declined my offer of Keontae and Alec Pierce for Renfro. My 23-second will probably be late. Have CMC, JT, Tyreek. If you like Renfro, I don't think it's an awful trade. I'm just not targeting Renfro is kind of what it comes down to. You said you're going to do another one after this. If this draft ends by like 8:40, I will. I might even just run one in the back and pause. I might even just run one up and just sort of like switch back and forth once this one gets like round 15, round 14. Ideally, I'm trying to get out of here around 9. I still got to eat like dinner and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll say probably just one. You said Bateman, I'm cool with re-rolling in Dynasty. Didn't blow up his rookie season. Take a shot on another rookie or 23 first. So I'm not super high on Bateman myself. I mean, I get it. That's why I'm taking stabs at him. I get the upside case. I really do. Like you said, it is just like I wouldn't say that he faceplanted in year 1, but he didn't have a fantastic year 1. And I get that there were signs down the stretch that he like made improvements and everything. Who just went there? Sky Moore, Johnny Depp. God damn it. So we need wide receivers bad on this team. I'm looking now. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is actually kind of fun here. I'm looking at Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm trying to think like how many running backs are we going to end up with? Probably with Mixon and Dobbins up top. Probably 4. Let's go Lockett. That came down to the skin of my chinny chin chin. But I absolutely love Tyler Lockett these days. So I think that's fine. I didn't love what we just did there, but I think that is fine. Let me star some shit up real quick. But I think that this team's probably going to end up being either a 2-4-10-2 or a 2-5-9-2. Something along those lines. What else we got? Love Dobbins at his value this year. Yeah, I don't even hate it. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Dobbins, where he doesn't really have a pass catching skill set the way that I like. I think he's a fine bet. He said not a fan of betting on opportunity at wide receiver. Yeah, I agree. It is just kind of like it is concerning how much his valuation right now really just surged because of Marquise Brown leaving. And I get that Marquise Brown leaving opens up targets and all of that, but ideally your players you're buying or players that you believe in aren't being fueled by vacated targets and pieces moving around. Ideally, it's just because he looked good last year and he commanded targets without needing like a runway to take off, if that makes sense. I hate to say it, but this is going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. I think he actually makes a lot of sense. We'll take Clyde, and I will say that having running back core of Clyde, Mixon, Dobbins sort of puts us in a spot where I think that we could probably cut it off at like 4 running backs. I do. Maybe I'm being an idiot, but I think we could. And I think we might. We possibly even shall. He said, how close is Elijah Moore and Brandon Cooks for a 23 first? How close is Elijah Moore and Brandon Cooks for a 23 first? I think that's probably like I would probably take Elijah Moore and Brandon Cooks side, I think. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, but I prefer Elijah Moore and Brandon Cooks. I don't think it's super close. You said you also sent Swift and Claypool for T. Higgins and a 23 first a couple days ago. Send away Swift and you send away Swift and Claypool. I don't mind that at all. I think that's actually pretty sweet. What else we got in here? You said for a keeper league, do you like keeping JT in the second round or Mark Andrews in the 5th? Pittman in the 10th is also an option. I think it's got to be JT in the 2nd. I know that doesn't seem like it's like the most value there, but I think if you can just lock in the 101 without having to give up that opportunity cost of the 101, I think you have to do it. I think you do. I'm trying to think through it because I think like young me would have just been like, I think probably Andrews there is the biggest value. Could be Pittman, but I don't think I would go for like whatever one you're getting the biggest discount on. I think I would just go with whatever one is giving me the most difference making production. And if you can get the 101 outside of the first round, I think you probably have to. Especially because you could get your randomized. I imagine you're getting your order randomized. You could be like the 209, which is like insane to be getting JT at that price. I think that's the route I would go. All right. I'm trying to do a better job of sort of being on top of what I'm even trying to do the rest of this draft. Nothing stands out super obvious. 2-4-10-2. Yeah, I think 2-4-10-2 is going to be the move. Our wide receivers are pretty weak, and I think Mixon, Dobbins, Clyde is probably a fine setup. You said Damian Harris for a 23 second. I think I probably prefer a random 23 second. I think I do. You said that's what I was thinking, just kind of sucks on value, like you said. Yeah, exactly. It's not like the biggest discount in the world, but I think it's just what has to be done. Man, are you guys going to let Trey Lance fall? I'm not going to take... If I have Mahomes, I don't think it's worth taking Lance, but if he makes it to that next pick for me, I will be taking him. Man, someone took Claypool? Jeez, man. Jeez. There goes J-Mo. So wide receivers have really dried up here. My lord, dude. So now I'm staring down Singletary, James Cook, Edmonds. Let's go Singletary. We'll go Singletary. I think that's fun. Even though James Cook was available, I do think that's fun because we get a bring back with... So we have Mixon versus Singletary. We'll try and get some Bills and some Bengals as we go here. I think that Boyd is already gone too. Man, you guys are... I did not think that this is going to be such a heavy wide receiver room. Like this is a disgustingly heavy wide receiver room. Also, E. Davidberg is getting in his bag with this draft. Let me just say that. E. Davidberg, the other red shielder in here, is kind of going crazy. He has Herbert. He has Burrow. He has Breece Hall as his only running back as of right now. He has Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd stacked with Burrow. He has Mike Williams stacked with Herbert. That's pretty sweet. All right. That is pretty sweet. Sort of ugly, though, in terms of what I'm trying to do here. I have an idea, though. I have a couple ideas of sort of how I can get myself out of here. I will say I do think that Singletary is probably just going to be the last running back on this team, and we'll just go Mixon, Dobbins, Clyde, Singletary, and call that a day. I think that works. I will say This is going to be, if Trey Lance makes it here to the 10th spot, it's going to be 20 picks past his ADP. I don't know if I'll be able to pass up on that. Lance 20 picks past his ADP is really interesting, man. I know we already have Mahomes. We probably don't need it. We probably do not need those points. Man, Trey Lance 20 picks past his ADP, dude. You guys are really going to do this to me? Let's go Trey Lance. It has to be done. I think it just gives us a unique look. 20 again. His ADP is 92. Getting him like 20 picks past ADP, literally. I had to. I didn't love it. It didn't feel good. I don't think it was optimal. I think that Christian Watson made a lot of sense there. I just can't pass on somebody 20 picks past their ADP. I just can't. But that'll be it at quarterback for sure. So now I'm starting 49ers and Raiders. That's another like high-scoring matchup here at the end at week 17. Okay. So this is gonna be a really ugly team at wide receiver. All right. So what else we got? What do we got? You said I do not get the hype on Pittman this year at all. Isn't the hype just kind of comes from him having a he had like a 27% target share last year. I could be talking out of my ass, but I do know that he had a pretty sweet and juicy target share, and that's kind of just what it comes down to. He commands targets at a high rate. You figure they bring in Matt Ryan, the offense should be a little bit more stable. Maybe they crank up the pass volume, but I doubt it. But he does just seem somebody that's pretty locked into being like a top 15-ish wide receiver heading into year 3. Could have that, year 3 breakout type of season. So Zach Wilson's having accuracy trouble at camp. Jets teams won't be much, if any, better. The damn hell. Did I say something about the Jets that I can't remember? I've heard about the accuracy problems, but I just don't really care, if I'm being honest. I don't I don't read a lot into like camp reports and stuff this far out. But I do get if it scares you off a little bit. What else we got? Trying to tier down from CMC to get to a 23 first and replace some RB production for a year. Oh yeah, dude. You can go CMC to a 23 first. I imagine you could probably get. Do you guys think that you could do? Do you think you could do McCaffrey for a 23 first plus? I would try and do McCaffrey for a 23 first plus either Fournette, Aaron Jones, James Conner. If that's too steep, I think you can even tier it down one step further to like Miles Sanders, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Kareem Hunt, that area, if that makes sense. Those are the two pockets I like at running back right now. I just can't really tell what the value is there without like a calculator or something. But I imagine it's somewhere between those two running back pockets. What else we got? Damn, you're gonna give me another value with Penny here? Am I really gonna go with a fifth? I can't do it. This is really going to have to be Jamison Crowder, man. All right, Jamison Crowder it is. That wasn't fun. This wide receiver room is going to be one of the ugliest wide receiver teams I've ever drafted in my entire life. It's going to be bad. What else we got? You said you were just rambling, whatever. It's all good. You said just random babbling. You said, do you think Dotson? Hold on, let's see what makes it back to us, dude. If Rashad Penny makes it back, his ADP is 117. We pick here at 136. That's another like 20 picks past his ADP. I will have no choice but to just scoop that. I will have no choice. I'm sorry. I will have no choice but to scoop that. Please don't do this, man. Okay, so he took Penny. So that means for us, I think that the move here is probably Jahan Dotson. Let's go Dotson. We'll go Dotson. I think that makes a ton of sense. I think with Kelsey at tight end, dude, you could literally just go 18th round tight end. So we got to get some wide receivers in, dude. This is one of the most undermanned wide receiver rooms I've ever assembled, but I think that it's going to be fine. because we're gonna have to just cut off the running backs where they are. It's good that Penny didn't make it back to us. It's gonna suck because I think there's gonna be other running back values we'll have to pass on, but it's just kind of the build of this team. This is not a classic Ron Stewart team by any stretch of the imagination. I'll say that much. But you said, do you think Dotson is a hold or a sell right now with McLaurin? He has an absence from OTAs, looking for that new deal. Huh. You think he's a hold or a sell right now? I mean, if his price jumps, I guess he's a sell, but I'd probably just hold at this point. I think that's probably the move. I think at this point, if you drafted him in your rookie draft to startup or whatever, you might as well kind of see it through. Depends though. Depends on how much that, drumbeat is kind of coming out of camp. But what else we got? We're heading into the 13th round. Debating firing up one more. I'll say these usually take like 40 minutes though. If I fired up one right now, it probably wouldn't be too bad. We probably end at like 9:15, which works. But you guys wouldn't see like the first like 5 picks. I'd have to kind of like multi-table them. Would that be fun for you guys? Do you guys want to see me like switch back and forth with staggered drafts? Like, I don't know. Because if so, I'll start that before 8:35. But I don't know if that'll be fun, like me like switching back and forth, and it'll be hectic. I think there will be some ugly picks. That could be fun though. I don't know. You guys let me know what's up. If not, and we're just chilling with this draft right here, right now, that's all good and dandy as well. Man, I will say it absolutely sucks where we're at. We can't take any of these wide receivers, or we can't take any of these running backs. I mean, I'm just going to take running backs off of the list. I don't even want to see them. I don't even care. I don't even care if there's a huge all right, so after this pick, I'm just gonna hop into one on the other browser. So we're gonna go David Bell, and we'll go here. Go to drafts. So if any of you guys want to hop in here, again, promo code Ron, as always, dude. If you are out here and you want to see me hop into another draft, give me a little love on the like button. I don't know why I struggled to get out of there, but again, BBM3. If you want to hop in, Underdog, promo code Ron. They will match your deposit all the way up to $100. Now here we go. The puppy. 30 seconds. Yeah, the puppy. Right. So I'm gonna count down 3, 2, 1. We're gonna hop in. 3, 2, 1. Boom. I hope you're gonna get in there with me, Ant. I really do. All right. So now we got two things. We got two things going here. All right. I think we'll be all right. It's gonna get hectic. We're waiting for 6 people in this one. There's plenty of time for anybody out there that wants to join. All right. So we're gonna be doing a little double fisting here. Doubling up on these, and we'll see how that goes. It's gonna get a little bit hectic here though. Yeah, the puppy. You said, yeah, let's see it. All right. I think this will be good. It's gonna get hectic. You said B-Birds, or B-Bird says 10-team, 2-quarterback, Herbert Stafford. Or hold on, we're picking here in a second, but I have an idea of what you're saying. Man, do I want a third rookie wide receiver on this team? The question becomes, I just made a video about how rookie wide receivers are pretty much cheat codes, but how many rookie wide receivers is too many rookie wide receivers? That's the question that we're all sort of waiting for the answer on. Pickens does make a ton of sense. Pickens makes a ton of sense. So does... Let's go Pickens. We'll hope that one of those, like, we just went Dotson, David Bell, Pickens straight off each other, but I think that it makes sense. All right, so where are we picking here? 108? God damn it. And I'm going back-to-back with Zach Monty. Love to see it. Ant's in there. Okay, we got Ant in there. We got Zach Monty in there. What else we got? Nothing else that I can recognize. Which I think Zach Monty is Scuva on YouTube. What do we got here? You said 10-team, 2-quarterback team. Herbert, Stafford, CMC, Chubb, Jefferson, Keenan Allen, and Njoku T. Higgins. It's so hard. I know you guys list out the names like that, and it's like that's the only thing you can do, but it's hard for me to Like when I just like read out the names, it's hard for me to really gauge what that team looks like. Any deals you should be making with that team? Probably not, man. That seems like a team where you can kind of just sit on some things. I mean, I'll read through. None of these guys are clear sells for me. I do think that Chubb is probably a sell. I think you could probably move off of Chubb. That would be decent. But that's about it. Yeah, I would have Chubb as my only like firm sell on this team, where I would probably try and get from like Chubb and maybe tier down to a what the hell? Why am I blanking on like everything today? But I would try and tier down from Chubb to a like Fournette, a James Conner, an Aaron Jones. Further than that, like a Kareem Hunt, something on those lines. But it's not the end of the world to hold on to Nick Chubb. He's just not somebody that I love. You said your credit score? All right, so that's dope. We got like 3 people in this draft. That's dope. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, Chubb for like Aaron Jones makes sense. If you can do like Chubb for Aaron Jones in a piece, that would be good. Damn, we are like in the same exact spot. We just drafted him, which sucks. All right, we just did this draft from the 109. Now we have this draft from the 108. Now we're on the clock. Monty goes Diggs. We just did a Kelsey one. Jeez, man. My Lord. I've decided it's Derrick Henry time. I've decided that's what time it is. I never go Derrick Henry. Why not? I think that's a fun pick. So I'm just gonna have this in this view for now because I can't double up on my phone. I don't like going Henry, but I think that it is fun to just get some exposure in. I'm going to be super underweight on him, so I think that it actually makes sense here. I just don't want to do like Kelsey made a ton of sense there, but I don't want to do the same draft twice in a row for you guys. Pretty much is what that boiled down to. Titans, Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb, Zeke, Schultz, Dak, Pollard. All right. So now we're looking decent. I was also debating going CD there and just getting like a really unique start. But I think that was fine. Now on the other draft, we're now up at this turn. We're staring down some. All right, so let's go Fuller actually. So we'll go Fuller. We'll go Fuller. I will say, fellas, because we are now in two drafts simultaneously, it'll be a little bit tougher for me to answer your guys' questions until we're done with like these last 3 rounds though. So we should be all right. Let me see what we're at with this team. We are 2-4-8-1. We want to end up 2-4-10-2. So the last 3 picks will be 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end. On this side, we're pretty much free to do whatever. All right. So let's go here. What else we got? You say Ron, what? Because I picked Derrick Henry. I don't usually go Derrick Henry, but I thought it was fun there. Thanks, I appreciate it. And are there like Dynasty leagues on Underdog? Sadly, no, but that would be something fun for them to add eventually. I might have to talk to some of the higher ups. You said, what is a good price on Bateman? I offered Claypool in a 23 second and was rejected. I'm not sure, to be honest. If I think about it. So Andrews goes. Damn it. I would have loved to go Andrews there. Swift, Debo. Should we just really establish the tone and go DeAndre Swift here? I'll never go. Like, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Swift is such a weird start that I don't think I'll ever have. Or I'll just take 2 players that I never take here. So I kind of want to go Fournette. Let's go Fournette. I never go Derrick Henry, Fournette at the top. That's a really weird start for me. But again, with these underdog tournaments, you just want to get... I'm going to be in hundreds of leagues at this point. Okay, so now we're back on the clock. And Gerald Everett has fallen way past his ADP. But I think we're just going to take... Oh, did not mean to do that. I think we'll just take Wan'Dale here. So we'll go Wan'Dale. Boom. I could have taken Gerald Everett past his ADP, but I think that's fine. Now I'm going to switch back here. We're doing a lot of multitasking here, but we'll go Tampa. This is why Underdog's goated, man. You can just type in Tampa, star all these players. You can kind of get some stacks lined up for later. And I know that like the queue, it's a dangerous game because if you get auto-picked, your queue is all types of fucked up and you'll just get, you'll reach like 40 picks on a player. So you kind of have to be on top of your shit when you do this. It is a little bit dangerous, but yeah. But again, this is a really ugly start through 2. You will never see me start a draft Derrick Henry, Leonard Fournette from the 8 spot. But that is the whole point, is that over hundreds of drafts, there's only so many ways that you can kind of attack the first 2 rounds. So you do want to get unique and sort of just mix up your player combination. So this is the thing. A lot of you guys are going to sort of come at the pick itself, right? So what did you say? Is there a reason that you went Leonard Fournette? Are you not concerned with the interviews when he said he wasn't going to try very hard this year? Here's the thing. We have to kind of zoom out a little bit when we're doing this, because again, I'm going to be drafting hundreds of teams. I already have like 100 entries on here. And if you just draft best player in your eyes every single draft, you're going to end up with a ton of copies, right? So like the first 3 picks will be the same, right? I have a ton of teams where I went McCaffrey, Javonte, Saquon. I have a lot of those combinations. I have 0 Derrick Henry, Leonard Fournette. And it's kind of just accepting that we're going to be wrong on a lot of stuff. I reach for Fournette there because, 1, there's not going to be a ton of Derrick Henry, Fournette teams because that is kind of a reach there. And 2, I'm not going to have a ton of Derrick Henry or Leonard Fournette anyway, so I might as well get unique within that build because it kind of gives you a little bit of a leg up on your competition. I hope that kind of makes sense. It's more of a game theory thing than it is. I think that Leonard Fournette and Derrick Henry are going to smash in 2022. I hope I explained that correctly or explained that in a good way. Let me know. Let me know if that makes sense. But it's really just a matter of, shaking up your dice and rolling out as many different combinations as you can and hoping something sticks. That's pretty much what it comes down to in those first 3-4 rounds. Just because there is so much up in the air. All right, so now we have stuff starred. We're up here in a second. 32. I got some ideas that are fun. So you go Josh Allen, Zach Monty. Stacking Diggs, that's fun. James Conner would be fun just to really establish the tone here. But let's go Pitts. I think that Pitts is actually a fun pick here. Here's the other draft where we are sort of coming up here. We're actually really coming up here on the turn. So let me remove this. Coming up here in a second, we have 8 picks to go on the other side of things. So on this side, I think this is going to be the build where I never take Justin Ross, but I think he does make sense here because I only have Travis Kelce as a pass catcher. Didn't end up getting any Denver correlation, which really sucks. There's not anybody late on Denver that makes sense. Let's go Justin Ross. I don't even like taking Justin Ross again, but I think he does make sense in this build. Now, 5 picks away on the other side. We are multitasking here. I think we're actually doing a really good job. All right, so we'll go Arizona, and then I'll start some Atlanta kids. Or Atlanta guys, I don't know why I said kids, and then we should be good. A little seamless transition. I don't think I've missed a pick of either in terms of putting them on the screen, but I could be wrong. So then we have Atlanta starred, London, Cordarrelle. All right. Now don't worry. Once the other draft wraps up, I will make sure that this draft has the draft board up. It's just a little bit hectic as of right now because we are just multitasking. Now let me put my face up here for a second. So now we're here at the 208. I need one last tight end to tie the knot here. I think that Greg Dulcich is actually really fun. He's a rookie for Denver. I know rookie tight ends don't do a ton, but I think he makes sense as a Chargers Denver, as a Chiefs Denver bring back. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll go Dulcich just in case that he's sick. All right, so there's that. That is the team there. As you guys can see, here is the draft board. I'll kind of show it one more time, and then we'll switch to the other one. Boom. All the way down. So Kelce, Mixon, Keenan Allen, whatever. And then we're switching over. Boom. Beautifully executed, I think. Now here is where we're at in the other one. Wow, 58 people in here? How are we doing, everybody? How are we doing? So let me pull this back up on my phone. I'll answer questions in a second. My bad. It's just been, again, a little bit of a hectic pocket here. Man, so Judy goes. This is actually a fun spot. Dude. I will never draft a team that looks like this. It's only a $5 entry. This is what's going to have to happen. This is going to be a 3 running back team. So we're going to draft Zeke. and that's going to be it. We're going to draft Zeke, and that will be it at running back. We will have Derrick Henry, Leonard Fournette, Ezekiel Elliott at running back. The highest T of any draft I've ever done. This is insanely high T at this point. What else? Where am I at? You said this owner has Aaron Jones and Fournette. Any idea on what a possible offer could be involving Chubb? I would do Chubb for one of them and just kind of get a piece, whether he has like a nice wide receiver that would be fun to put in your lineup. If you think that you can kind of finesse your way into a 23 first and then add something on top of Chubb, something in that range. You said Atlanta offense sucks today, or you said Atlanta offense sucks. I guess that's fine. I do agree that their offense isn't going to be great, but Kyle Pitts is an absolute monster. Robust Ron today, yeah, dude. I don't usually draft this many running backs early and sleep on wide receivers as much as I did in this draft, but it is fun to try some new stuff, especially in these $5 drafts. You can just kind of like fuck around and do whatever. I think it makes a ton of sense to get you like super unique, super weird. But yeah, I don't go running back heavy usually, but the way that this draft shook out, we got an awful spot at the 8 spot. We got sniped on Diggs by Zach Monty. I had no choice. I was staring down Derrick Henry, Najee Harris. I could have taken Devontae Adams. I take Devontae Adams at the 8 spot all the damn time. I take Travis Kelce there all the damn time. Or we just took Travis Kelce another one. Why not get a little bit weird with Dalvin Cook? This one is fun. You said you kind of mess with running back heavy early. I don't a ton. This is something that I very, very, very rarely do. But I think it is something fun to have in your back pocket to pivot to. But then you said, then again, you don't do best ball. I would say that best ball and redraft theories kind of work both ways. The only difference really to me is the onesie position. So you kind of have to have like 2 good quarterbacks and 2 startable tight ends. And the other side of that coin would be worrying about tournaments. So like worrying about like the playoff weeks a ton. He said because like it's so top heavy and there's like thousands of people in there instead of just like a 12-man league. He said, did the other draft end? Yeah, we made that 18th round pick with Greg Dulcich, and that team is done. I actually like the other team quite a bit. All right, so now we're about to be up here again. I think we're just gonna be done at running back. I think that's gonna be it. I don't know how many of these, so I definitely did. Did I start Carolina and Tampa Bay? I did. Did I start Dallas and Titans? Yeah, so we are all start up the way that I need to be start up here. So what is our next move? I got some ideas. So there goes Godwin. I think this is going to be Kyler. Let's go Kyler. We'll go Kyler because he's on the opposite side of that stack with Kyle Pitts. He makes some sense. And we'll just kind of, I think the way that we're working with this is we're just going to stack up every position besides wide receiver. This is going to end up being a 2-3-11-2 build, which is really, really fun. We're just going to take stabs at wide receivers late. What else we got? You said you've been going running back heavy recently. No matter how your draft, you will always be mad about your strategy most of the time. Yeah, I agree. You said nice pick. Thank you, brother. I imagine because you like Kyler. You said I love seeing how loaded my dynasty squads are. Seeing the best ball ADP. Yeah, dude, I put them in all of my like roster breakdown. Whether that's like the Patreon breakdown stuff, whether that's Crazy Ambassador. Whenever I'm reviewing teams, I always put like the projected starting lineup in the eyes of underdog ADP, so you can see how stacked your team is. So let's move this as we get to the turn. We'll move this down to here. You said when you go heavy RB, you don't target at least 1 to 2 more, like a Hunt, Penny, or Edmonds / Mostert. Now this is where this is a tournament, right? So this is the puppy. There's like 100,000 people that are going to be in this tournament. You have to be one of the best teams ever, right? And to try and get first place, you can't spend a really good kind of like a model for running backs in best ball tournaments is you either draft them early or you draft them often. So you want to get like 3 to 4 early, or you want to get like 6 later on. And in a 3 running back build like this, where I go like almost 3 running backs off the bat, you have to assume that you got all of them right. You can't like sort of build for injury or anything like that. If you're going to win the $70,000 up top, your first 3 picks are going to work out. So you have to kind of assume that. Assume all of your starts are pretty much going to hit, and you don't want to have any backup plans in place. You want to have maximum upside, if that makes sense. So now we're looking at some stuff here. Nothing sticks out a ton. I think I'm just going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'll go Amon-Ra St. Brown. I already have a ton of Elijah Moore. Treylon Burks makes some sense, but I don't think it makes sense to stack Treylon Burks with Derrick Henry, if I'm being honest with you guys. Just because if Derrick Henry is smashing, it probably means that Treylon Burks isn't smashing. Like, for Treylon Burks to smash, you probably need a Derrick Henry injury. Let me know if that kind of makes sense. So I started Detroit. I started Chicago for that game. But in this build where you go 3 running backs early like I did, it's not terrible if you want to go a 4th running back. If you just want to stack one on at the end, that works out. You can go 2, 4, 10, 2. But in a $5 entry like this with a bunch of people in it, I'm fine getting super, super weird. You said when you go... Yeah, okay, so that's what I already answered. You said, when do we think Godwin is coming back, or is it too early still? When do we think Godwin is coming back, or is it too early still to not guesstimate? Yeah, it's all guesstimation. Seems like reports out of camp is saying week 1. It seems like him himself in interviews is saying that he's not sure. You said any advice on finding a committed Dynasty startup? I would go to the Discord. I have the Discord down below in the description, which is really dope. And there's like a tab in there that says like find the league. What am I trying to say? In there, you can go to find the league on there. There's like a channel you can talk in there, and you can get one started up. Pretty much the way to find a committed Dynasty startup league is I would just make sure that everybody has their leagues paid 2 years in advance, so that if somebody orphans, you can just have their buy-in already paid for. You said you understand the rules. Yeah, sorry for mansplaining a little bit. You said it's just cool to see everyone's strategies. I see when people go heavy RB, they only stop at 4 to 5, but 3 most likely is the best. Yeah, I think you want to, if you're gonna push running back really early like that, I think you want to push the limits a little bit. Maybe try 3, but I would say if you go 3 running backs through 4 rounds, I would say maximum you want 4 running back, because you really want to have, you really want to sort of compensate for the other parts of your roster that are looking a little bit deeper in turn there. You said, shout out to you for being super high on Marquise Brown prior to the Arizona trade. Appreciate that, brother. You said, made me bump him up, and now I'm a lot happier about it, especially the couple leagues I have him and Bateman. Yeah, 100%, man. There were a lot of underdog tournaments. There was one called like the Big Board right before the NFL draft. Marquise Brown was going like wide receiver 30. He's one of my highest owned players in that tournament. He now goes around like wide receiver 17. So like huge profit for anybody that bought in on Marquise Brown early. We lucked out with the Arizona trade, but it was a good process trade. He had all the signs that he was going to be really good. All right, I actually need to. Oh man, I might have really screwed up here, fellas. I'm supposed to order. I'm supposed to DoorDash Chipotle here. I don't know if they're gonna still be open. I think they will be though. I think they will be. They close at 9:30. We're gonna hit a buzzer beater on Chipotle here. I think we'll be good. What are we thinking? Let me load this bad boy up real quick. We'll go with this. Little fajita veggies, little pico de gallo. I think that this would work. I think this works. Yeah, okay. So add that to the order, and we'll get that on its way. Hopefully it's not too late. All right. Oh boy. And now we're on the clock. So 21 seconds, make this pick. Wow, this is actually one of the few times I think Hopkins makes a ton of sense. So we'll go Hopkins there. We'll go Hopkins to stack with Kyler Murray. And I think Hopkins actually makes the most sense in a tournament like this where you need the playoff weeks to really count, where he's going to be suspended through 6 games, and then we really only need Hopkins to be great on the back end for us. And then hopefully, we're going to draft 11 wide receivers deep here. Hopefully we get we sort of bury enough of a lead to cover his ass before he gets there. What else we got? You said, how about Mooney over Devonta now, though, brother? Real ones remember, LOL. Your Superflex Dynasty on Twitter, brother? I can't remember if you said that as a redraft take or a Dynasty take. But yeah, it wasn't a bad call at all. You said, thanks, dude. I can't remember. What did I even... I've blanked out. I don't know what the hell I'm even talking about. You said, I love Allen Robinson this year, but do you think he's being overvalued on Underdog? He is being valued pretty highly on Underdog. Where's he going right now? 51. I actually do think, dude, this tier of wide receivers at the 4-5 turn is ugly, bro. Like, once McLaurin goes and you're staring down Sutton, Amari, Cooks, Gabe Davis, Allen Robinson, Godwin, Juju, it's not fun. So I actually don't think that that's terrible. Like, it's not a great price to pay for him, but I think that it is fine. I think it's fine. I take him when I take, like, if I go Cup first, I'll sort of like stack him. If I go with like Keenan Allen or Eckler, I'll sort of stack that game. He's not terrible. So let me see what we're looking like here. So running backs are off the table at this point. Quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends. Man, so I kind of just have my pick of whatever I want at wide receiver at this point. I'm not going to take Dak and double up on quarterback. I don't think that makes a ton of sense. I don't think Hawkinson makes a ton of sense either if we have Pitts. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson. I'll go Garrett Wilson. I've been drafting a ton of Garrett Wilson, but it just has to be done. It just simply has to be done. I hope I sniped you, Zach. I don't know if you were staring him down. So I'll star those guys real quick. All right. What else we got? You said their quesadillas are fire. Tried the tacos recently too, and they're nice. Okay. Yeah, I stay just getting a bowl every time. What else we got? So Bateman in a first. You said Bateman in a 23 first for Mixon? Oh, yeah, Bateman in a first all day, man. You said, yes, sir. LOL, appreciate it, boss. It was Dynasty, but for all formats, I'm in on it. Y'all are the only ones who know behind the burner. Quinn Torres. Julio's my favorite player ever. Yeah, I know you from Twitter. I know we've talked in the DMs before. That's my bad. I saw you DM the other day, but I'm super shitty at responding to DMs, man. But yeah, I don't hate that call. I think that he's already better in redraft at this point. He could be like a year from now valued exactly how Deontay Johnson is, like a top 15 guy, and Devonta Smith could fall to, I'm trying to think of like Dynasty, like a year 3 guy last year who didn't really pan out. I guess almost like an Ayuk. Devonta Smith could be like Ayuk right now, and Mooney could be like Deontay Johnson. I don't think that comparison works, though, because they're not in the same class. Is Devonta Smith and Mooney even in the same class? I feel like an idiot. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say they're not in the same class. Yeah, 100% they're not in the same class. Mooney was going into year 2 last year. So, yeah, like Deontay Johnson and Ayuk is kind of the bet here. Said you did snipe me. I wanted Pollard or Wilson. Yeah, I figured. So, and then Pollard went beforehand. I figured that you were waiting for Wilson there. All right, so we'll go here. I think that this makes sense. I think this is fine. What else we got? You said Hawk seems pretty undervalued, to be honest. Yeah, late 8th round does feel fine for Hawk. Hawkinson's a tough one for me just because, like, he had, like, the clearest runway possible last year, and it wasn't great. That's kind of the pause, Like, he had the clearest runway possible, no target competition. He looked great in week 1, and then it just kind of really fell off, man. And it is tough without him having, like, elite athleticism for him to have like a massive boom year. So it's tough for me. It's tough for me to pull the trigger on TJ Hawkinson, to be honest. Of all the Detroit pass catchers, I'm definitely less in on him. I will say that his price is actually a lot better than it was a year ago, though. I'm going Tony. Let's go Kadarius Toney there. I think that's fun. So then I'll start Giants and Colts. I got some ideas. I do think that this is actually going to be a pretty fire team at the end of it. As much as, here's the thing, dude. I'm an artiste. This is just my canvas. This is not, if you put a gun to my head and say, okay, this is $100 buy-in league. If you win, if you lose, you die. This is not how I would draft that team. But if you say, hey, you have a $5 entry here, you're going to probably have like 50 to 150 entries in this tournament. You're trying to be unique. You're trying to do some weird shit. Okay, fine. We can go Derrick Henry, Fournette, Pitts, Zeke Elliott. So again, this is not a start I would recommend. It's only a start I'd recommend if you have a ton of entries in this tournament and can afford to fuck around and sort of, do some weird shit. What do we got? You said, nah, bro, everybody's busy. It's all good. Haha. I love that. You said, I made the Deontay to Mooney comparison last year. He's just a year younger. Yeah, exactly. He looks a lot like Deontay to me. I would be so much more in on. I just wish, dude. I wish that the Bears hired an offensive-minded coach. If they got Dable, they got even the guy if they got Hackett, anything along those lines, I'd be so much more in. It does just suck, man, and it sucks because you guys know I love Justin Fields, dude. Them going with Eberflus, the defensive guy from the Colts, and going Velus Jones as their only help for Fields. It's a good thing for Mooney to have no target competition. It just comes down to efficiency. If Fields takes a step forward, it does get very interesting for Mooney though, which I don't mind betting on. You said I'm in a full PPR keeper league. I have Najee and Kupp. I'm leaning towards Najee. Is this the right call? If it's keep either player at any price, I would go Kupp. I have Kupp over Najee in redraft. You said Kirk feels like a sleeper. I'd be in on him as a sleeper. The issue is that he goes in the 8th round. If Kirk was like he goes in the like early 8th here, or no, this is the late 8th. I'd want him somewhere like the 9-10ish. That's where I would be comfortable taking him. So I'm looking at the rest of. So I have Arizona as my quarterback. I'm looking at kind of stacking opportunities here. So I already have Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm not sure that you want to go Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams next to each other. Like, there are some stacks like that where I'm not sure that it's a good move to do that. Man, I also... All right, I got some ideas here. So I am looking around now. Gallup, J-Mo, Kenny Golladay are 3 names that stand out. I think Boyd is interesting as well. But I don't think Jameson Williams makes a ton of sense. I don't know that Gallup makes a ton of sense. He's going to be hurt early. I need guys that can produce early. Same thing with Jameson Williams. I don't know. I'm going to go Ertz just to get that stack with Kyler because we can't get a running back, so we can't get any of like Keontae Ingram or anything. And I don't like I don't like AJ Green or anything. So we might as well just get 2 pass catchers for Kyler and call that a day. And I think that the biggest thing with this team is just having a huge advantage at every position that's not wide receiver, and then just try and beat it with quantity over quality in that spot where we go 11 deep. I think we're going to really push off that second quarterback. I think that like Zach Wilson would work. I think Mariota would even be fun there. Zach Wilson, Mariota, I think Daniel Jones, all of those guys, Tannehill, all of those guys make sense. I don't hate how this team's turning out. What else we got? You said Hawkinson's tough to gauge. Yeah, I agree. You said Dalton Schultz going to be a good one. I actually don't even hate Dalton Schultz. You said that 8-week gap with no TD hurt Hawk for sure, but I'm down to buy low. His price last year was crazy compared to what it is now. Yeah, I don't hate it as a buy low. I haven't been taking him a ton just because in that range I do prefer Goddard. I also do like in this range of I love in this range of 93. I love Garrett Wilson. I love Tyler Lockett. I love Kareem Hunt. The running backs in this range are really fun. So a lot of times I am passing on Hawkinson there for other options. You said, anyone ever fantasize they get the final season stats before they draft? I sure have. I've never fantasized about that, but that is pretty dope. You said that's what I'm saying, Mark. Compared to last year, value feels amazing. Yeah, on Hawkinson, you are definitely getting a discount, which is always good. You said, would you be comfortable having both Jamar and T on your team in Dynasty? JJ is my first choice at 108, but if he gets taken, then probably Jamar or JT. Fellas, I love stacking in Dynasty. If you can be blessed enough, I actually have one team where I have T Higgins and Jamar Chase. Do that. Like, that's great. He said, don't even get me started with the incompetence of the Bears front office. I'm a Buckeye. Fields is my guy. I got him everywhere. Couldn't believe Chi-Town did nothing for him. Sets for JSN next year, though. Yeah, I actually love that. Dude, it does look like their front office, like, they're like they almost want him to fail so they can just, like, push him out, which is, like, makes no sense at all. Amazing prospect. I love Fields. I'll believe in him till the death of me. But it does suck that they didn't set him up better, man. It does suck. He said, this team feels like it can do some damage so far if it hits upside cases. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you're talking about me or you, though. maybe you're talking about you, Zach. All right, I got some ideas. So Galladay goes. That sucks. I think Fields is interesting. I don't have any Chicago pass catchers. I only have Detroit pass catchers. I could stack Fields with, like, Velus Jones or something. That's where it gets kind of sketchy. I don't think I need to go Fields here. I'm going to go Jacoby Myers. We'll go Jacoby Myers. I think that he's a fun, like, he's somebody that's going to give me a bunch of usable weeks, which at this point, that's what I need. Hopkins and Wilson are kind of my hammers late in the season. Said flaming my Hawk pick? I don't think so. Was I? What else we got? You said Bears are the only franchise without a QB to pass for 4,000 yards or more in a season. You know what's sad, man? I want to say that for the Jets, maybe their only 4,000-yard passing season was the Ryan Fitzpatrick season. I could be wrong, but I do believe it was the Ryan Fitzpatrick, Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker season, and that's probably it, which is very sad. So JSN is your too early wide receiver 3 next year? Dude, JSN's my too early wide receiver 1 next year. The guy's an absolute monster. He said you got to blame the previous regime for the Fields debacle. They needed to churn that roster. Yeah, but I think the current regime probably could have done a better job of kind of setting him up this season. It does seem like they are just sort of leaving him to die, and if he performs, then they'll kind of, if he performs, then they'll just sort of hitch their jobs to that wagon, and if not, they'll probably just ship him off and figure something else out. Almost like a Josh Rosen picking Kyler Murray kind of thing. So now we're at 137. I'm looking at our options. They're really not super pretty. I got ideas, though. I got ideas of how I can turn this ship around. All right, we still got 6 more wide receivers to draft, which is really tough. What else we got? You said Will Fuller would be a perfect fit for Fields. Hoping the Bears make that move. Yeah, that would be great. I think the issue is that what the hell am I even trying to say? I think the issue is I don't know if Will Fuller would want to come to the Bears. I guess it depends on the market for him, though. Like, if nobody wants him, which I kind of doubt, but the NFL is stupid at times, so maybe that's like one of the only teams that wants him. But I'd also love to see I'd love to see him on the Chargers. I'd love to see him on the Ravens. I'd love to see him Chargers, Ravens. I'd love to see him coming back with Deshaun Watson on the Browns, just because it seems like that's like one of the only quarterbacks that are going to sort of unlock Will Fuller like that. He said, I agree they were stuck between a rock and a hard place. Could have at least bolstered the O-line for him. Yeah, exactly. Done something for him. I can't remember I don't know who they picked. I mean, Velus Jones was an awful draft pick. It could have been anybody else. That was just like a decent wide receiver prospect. He said, what round did Barkley go in? He went here. He went 301. This boy Giovanni hit him with a little high T draft here. He's going with the 3 running back strategy as well. Abcam's also doing something similar. A lot of robust RB drafters in here, which kind of sucks. I kind of wanted to do it to sort of be a little bit more not standoutish, but to be a little bit more unique but it's fine. I think I showed it, right? You said, can you scroll it, please? I feel like I showed it. What else we got? Chipotle's preparing my order. Love to see it. Dude, I'm so hungry, man. I haven't had anything since lunch. It's like 9:10 Eastern right now. My stomach is churning. So we're up in 7 picks. I'm trying to think through this team right now, man. But we have to be done at running back. Have to be done at tight end. This is pretty much just going to be me sitting in the pocket, holding my nose and taking whatever wide receivers are there, pretty much. I'm also begging somebody to take Tua before he gets to me. If you give me Tua 20 picks past ADP, I will maybe have no choice but to take him, even though I don't even love Tua. I am just looking here. Talbert goes. We got some interesting guys, actually, now that I'm looking at it. What do we got? You said, how do you feel about Rashad Penny this year? And thank you. Hold on, let me get a water. Bro, why does the haircut look crazy, bro? Jeez, bro. My barber blessed me. My barber blessed me, dog. What else we got? I'll answer that question in a second. Let me make this pick. Man, we're gonna get Tua this far past his ADP. What Miami New England pieces can I stack late? Like Kendrick Bourne. Any Miami guys? Miami pass catchers? Like I guess like Cedric Wilson. God damn it, man. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I refuse. David Bell it is. Doesn't feel great. Another rookie wide receiver, but I think that's fine. I think it's a fine pick. But I love Penny this year, man. I love Penny. I think that he's a really fun bet to just be like a breakout running back. I know that a lot of people point to they took, Kenneth Walker, who I've been drafting a little bit too. I think that he's a fine bet and redraft as well. But Rashad Penny was just so amazing down the stretch. He was literally like Adrian Peterson. He was just insane. He had like a 6 yard per carry, just absolutely wild, like 100+ yards per game. He brings any of that efficiency in. I don't see how they don't give him the ball. The Steelers have also operated as a meritocracy where they just kind of ride with whoever is really good at football at that time. And they don't care a ton about draft capital, like Pete Carroll, where you have a guy that took like Richard Sherman and all those guys in. He doesn't care a ton about draft capital. We saw it when Rashad Penny got drafted and he opted to use Chris Carson instead. There's plenty of paths for him to pay off and be just fine in fantasy. I love Rashad Penny. I think he's a great upside swing on 0 RB teams. What did you say? You said thinking about taking Spiller to handcuff Eckler for one of my rookie drafts tomorrow. Thoughts? In Dynasty with deep rosters, I don't think that handcuffing is awful. I'm still just not super into it personally. It's just not really how I play. Because I shoot for upside, but I will say, like, if let's say Isaiah Spiller's ADP is 208, and you're on the clock in the 208, and Isaiah Spiller is your best player, I wouldn't fade Isaiah Spiller because he'd be handcuffing Eckler. What I wouldn't do is I wouldn't reach on Spiller to handcuff Austin Eckler, if that makes sense. So don't reach on him, but if he's there and it's natural and he's like the next best player in ADP, then I do think it makes some sense to go with him there. Staring down my options. Our next pick is 176. I think we're actually doing decent. What else we got? You said 16-man keeper. Use my 3rd round pick for Javonte or Kyler. I guess Javonte. You said got to find a way to snag Wan'Dale in this one. Yeah, 100%. With Kadarius Toney, it makes a ton of sense to go with Wan'Dale. He said Big Truz. Hold on. I'm staring down Robbie Anderson. I'm staring down Alec Pierce right now. Let's go Robbie. Man, I kind of want to go Pierce. Let's go Robbie. Not all of the rookie wide receivers can be great. Top of that, we just need some guys that can score us points, like a Robbie Anderson. All right, so we're going to have 11 guys total. I think this will work. I think this is going to be all right. You said Wando Robinson's your rookie wide receiver. What? Top of my head, London, Burks, Wilson ahead, J-Mo ahead, Sky ahead, probably Pickens ahead. So, what the damn hell? So, we'll go London, Burks, Wilson. Why am I like blanking on everything today? So, those three. Then J-Mo, Sky, Pickens, Dotson, Watson, and then probably Wandale. I think so. I'd say wide receiver 9. I'd say wide receiver 9 in like the early second range for me. You said I got you. Appreciate it. What did I tell you? Oh yeah, think about handcuffing. 100%, bro. 100%. I wouldn't reach on it, but if it's there, it's there. Damn. Merrill too really took Daniel Jones. I should have taken Daniel Jones over Robbie. I knew that probably was the move. I really would have loved to go a Daniel Jones stack there. Like Daniel Jones to Wandale. Daniel Jones, Wandale, Kadarius Toney would have been fucking beautiful. Damn, that should have been a Daniel Jones pick. Not Robbie. Damn. It's not the end of the world, but it does suck. Stings a little bit. Let me put myself up here. Like, is this... I think that this probably is better, so you guys can kind of just see, like, the rest, and I don't have to push anything down, right? I'd imagine. Man. I would have loved to go with him there. I'm trying to think now. It does suck. Wandale still makes sense to stack with Toney, but it's not as fun anymore without Daniel Jones. I got some ideas here. I'm trying to think. So our next pick is 176. Hamler is kind of fun. Hamler's kind of fun, but I don't think that Hamler makes sense unless we have Denver or KC stacks. So I have one guy that really sticks out that I like. I actually have a couple guys that stick out that I like. So I think he makes sense. I can't say them out loud because you guys are sniping me in here. So Monty's up. You take TDP. I think this is where I got to take Wandale. I'll take Wandale here. You said Robbie was your name in high school. You said you got in my head. Yeah, I would have liked... Daniel Jones would have probably made sense there. Because then Daniel Jones, Wandale, Kadarius. Damn, that would have been sweet. That would have been dope. Whatever. Now it's time to just sulk. Now it's time to play Marvin's Room and slouch back in my chair. Woo! I know you're not big on J-Mo at all, which is actually pretty interesting that you're an Ohio State guy. You don't like J-Mo. I imagine that you kind of saw enough of him and were like, nah, he's not that good. I don't know, man. I've never been one to kind of like make excuses for players, but the guy does have, 2 top 12 picks in the NFL on the roster when he wasn't playing at Ohio State. And then you also have JSN, who's going to be like a top 5 guy. And then he goes to Alabama, that, is a wide receiver factor, and he just looked amazing. I like J-Mo, man. I have J-Mo over Sky Moore. I don't even know if it's that close. I don't even know if it's that close, Rob. I'm honestly joking. I have them in the same tier back to back. I do understand it, but I love J-Mo, man. I'm not a film guy, but dude, like his like top end speed is just wild. Like I think his upside's pretty crazy. I will also say on the opposite side of that, as much as I love Sky Moore, and you can ask anybody, I've been super high on Sky Moore during the process, a lot of videos about him. I do think he has a pretty low floor at his cost, right? Because like before the draft, we were talking about him as like a 204, 206 type guy. Him as a 107, 108 guy now. We're really putting a lot of pressure on the boy. And I hate to kind of like back out on it. But yeah, it's not that I don't like him either. Like I think that I think they're both great. I do just hate pushing guys up too much because of landing spot. Unless if you kind of had Sky Moore that high before, which I actually did. I had Sky Moore behind JMO, but I had him at like the 108-ish before the draft. I had him in my wide receiver 5 pre-draft right after JMO. So, I mean, I guess it's not bad to kind of push him ahead. All right, so we're going to go... I'm trying to think of what the hell we're doing with this one. I guess AJ Green kind of makes sense, man. Kind of makes sense. Let's go AJ Green. Let's do it. We'll just get all of Kyler Murray's pass catchers. I think that's just how that's going to have to happen. Do AJ Green, D-Hop, Zach Ertz. Got our Arizona stacks. We have the Atlanta bring back with Pitts. We need one more wide receiver. It gets ugly at wide receiver here. I will say I was staring down Odell, but I don't think that we can afford. Like, we already have so many rookie wide receivers. We need guys that can produce right away. Like, we're going to need some of these guys to produce early. I'm trying to think now. All right, so we still need a quarterback as well. I got ideas. but I don't think you guys are going to like them. I don't think so. What do you guys think about like Malik Willis on this team? Malik Willis and Derrick Henry. I don't really want to. It sounded better in my head. I'm trying to think through this. So we have Amon-Ra St. Brown. We could just go with like a simple Goff, you know. We actually have a couple outs here. We're actually looking fine. We also have Jahan Dotson, so we can also go Carson Wentz. That makes sense. I'm trying to make sure that I have all of my stacks outlined here. Washington, Cleveland, New England, Miami is not. So Washington. So let me start Washington, Cleveland, New England, Miami, just to get a feel for those. New England. No, I'm not going Tyquan Thornton. That's not happening. And then Miami. I guess Cedric Wilson's kind of interesting. Not super interesting, though. Huh. What other stacks am I setting up? Cleveland, Washington, New England. You got Giants in there. You got Seahawks in there. All right. I got some mad scientist ideas that y'all are not going to love, man. You can easily have a few receptions for 140 and 2 touchdowns. I agree. So there's something about Bama where being surrounded by the elite target, elite talent there makes some players appear better than they are. That's fair. So J-Mo's a deep threat. All his yak is straight line sprinting. He's a body catcher, not a hands catcher too. I won't argue against him for best ball, but he's got a slight build and he's trash for his press coverage. That's not a bad take. I would like to, I haven't checked out his reception perception, but I wonder how he is against press. I imagine that that's kind of what you're citing there. But I agree. I agree that he has some red flags, and I know that you've been firm on him on being lower on him. What is your like JMO wide receiver blank for you? Because for me, he's pretty firmly my wide receiver 4, but I do understand I don't know if you want to say apprehension, but I understand the pause, the hesitation, if you will. How many people we got in here right now? 51? Jeez, man. 50 plus people in a live, dude, is wild to me still, bro. It's still wild. There used to be times like this. I used to grind like this. Dude, back in the day when I would do I'd kick up a live stream and get like 3 people in here. It literally was like I was FaceTiming somebody, but they could only text me and they couldn't talk through the FaceTime. It was wild, man. You said J-Mo is under 1 yards per out run versus press on outside alignment, well below average. Yeah, that is true. He does struggle a little bit on the outside. I want to say I watched like a film video. Maybe it was by Billy Stevens. I can't remember. But they would have to like motion him inside into the slot, which isn't going to happen in Detroit because Amon-Ra St. Brown will be in the slot. I'm thinking. I'm actually going to throw up if I do this. Let's go. I'm never taking Bryan Edwards. Well, let's take Bryan Edwards because because he gives us an Atlanta. Like we have a lot of that Arizona Atlanta game. We're gonna hope for some kind of dust up there. And again, this is a team where I'm just picking players that I wouldn't usually pick. I don't like Bryan Edwards. I will never bet on Bryan Edwards, but he makes sense in this build. He does. And the wide receivers are ugly, man. We're looking at Romeo Dubes, Byron Pringle, Zay Jones, Sterling Shepard, Isaiah McKenzie, Velus Jones, Cedric Wilson. It's ugly. I don't hate Bryan Edwards in that range. I really don't. What do we got? You said drafting Taysom Hill as a tight end in best ball and hoping he gets some starts at QB. The stats would count as tight end. Yep. I actually love Taysom Hill in these tournaments. You said Jalen put up 1,500 yards, most TDs in the SEC. He's going to be fine. That's where I tend to lean. The ACL stuff is concerning. Him not being able to beat press. Like, he's like a similar size as what the damn hell is his name? As Devonta Smith. But Devonta Smith showed that he could beat press, and he's like a sick route runner, whereas J-Mo's just like a vertical guy. But yeah, I think J-Mo probably, like, my expectation for him is probably like somewhere around like a Will Fuller, which I think makes sense, and that's like fun. Tony, you said you just fired up a second puppy of the night and you got the 11 spot both times. You hate to see it, man. I truly believe that the big tier for these is the top 5. You can get in the top 5. You can get McCaffrey, JT, Chase, Jefferson, Kupp. One of those top 5, and you're looking really, really sweet. And I think the 2-3 turn is a lot better than the 3-4 turn. So J-Mo was like the wide receiver 7, wide receiver 8 for me. Yeah, I think that's fine. You said easiest fade of the class. I know you've seen for months. Don't get me wrong. I was happy he left OSU and blew up and got his 12th overall bag. Yeah, 100%. Even, dude, he got his 12th overall bag on top of, wow, somebody took Mariota? Oh, my God, bro. Why? Why would you do that to me? The whole point of going Bryan Edwards there was so I could get a stack with Mariota. A Mariota stack to Bryan Edwards and Kyle Pitts. That isn't right, man. That's actually whack as hell, bro. That's actually whack as hell. All right. So I've decided, I think that Goff is actually kind of interesting here because I have Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I think I'm just going to go with Carson Wentz. He has rushing upside. He has a stack to Jahan Dotson in this build, has a bring back with Cleveland with David Bell. So we'll go with Carson Wentz. I actually don't hate Carson Wentz at all, just in redraft in general. But this is a really ugly team. I don't usually draft teams like this. I probably won't have a ton of teams that look like this, but it is fine. It is okay. Now, that's going to do it for us today, fellas. I have my Chipotle coming here in literally the next, 5 minutes. I'm super hungry. I appreciate everybody that came out. We squeezed in 2 drafts on here in, how long have we been up here? Hour 30. We did 2 drafts in an hour 30. We double-fisted them at one point. This is a great team. I will, let's go here. You guys can see my team on the right-hand side here. We got Kyler Wentz. We did a 2-3-11-2. So, again, the whole idea with this team was to get really, really weird. Again, these are $5 entries. We're trying to win. If we go to the eye here, we're trying to win first place $75,000 in a 111,000 field tournament. You have to get weird. You have to push the boundaries. You have to push the edges. That's what we did today. We went Kyler Wentz, went Derrick Henry, Fournette, Zeke. I went with Fournette, about 6 picks ahead of his ADP, paired it with Henry. This is a combo I'll never do, and it's a combo that'll be pretty unique where we reached a half round on Fournette there. So that's really fun. We have Zeke as our RB3. Again, this is just a team that I wouldn't usually draft. You guys know that I don't like Derrick Henry a ton. I don't like Ezekiel Elliott a ton. I probably won't have, I think this is the first time I've actually drafted Ezekiel Elliott so far. Then wide receiver room, we were just kind of hoping that we're throwing things at the wall, hoping they stick. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown. We need him to hold it down for us. Hopkins we're hoping he blows up in the back half. Same with Wilson. Hoping that Kadarius Toney, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Myers, Robbie Anderson, AJ Green, and Bryan Edwards can hold it down for us until one of Hopkins, Wilson, Dotson, Bell, or Wan'Dale Robinson pop off. And then our tight end is stacked with Pitts and Zach Ertz. So, really fun team. Not the best I've ever drafted, but again, we're getting weird. $500,000 in prizes up top. You have to kind of get weird there. Now, again, before I go, these are super fun. They're $5, but they are going to fill very fast. I wonder if I can kind of show you guys how much it's filled right now. Let me go here. But yeah, here's the puppy. It's been out for like a week. It's already like halfway full. If you go here, 52.7% filled. You want to hop in these as soon as possible, fellas. So again, we have my promo code down there. If you want to hop on there, I have the link pinned to the top of the chat. I'll have it pinned to the top of the description. What the hell is in our chat? What the hell is in our chat? What are these naked HD fun? What the hell is going on here? Interrupting my ad read on my stream. We have naked HD fun girls here. Streamer recommends. What the damn hell is going on here? I'm sorry. This is now, I think this is like the second person I've ever had to ban in a live stream, but that person's getting banned. What the hell was that, bro? I'm pissed. I'm fired up. What kind of operation do they think that I am running here? Or they think that they can just promote their naked HD fun girls on my stream? What the hell was that about? I'm pissed. That was dumb as hell. Coming in my stream on that energy, bro? Crazy. All right. But I'm just messing around. I don't care. But yeah, man. Puppy's gonna fill up soon. No, I know it's a bot, but it's like, dude, what the hell is a bot popping in on my stream as I'm trying to close out and do a little bit of an ad read here? Just like literally chill out. But yeah, promo code Ron if you want to hop on Underdog. Links down below, or it's in like the live chat. It'll be down below in the description. It'll be down below in the comments. As always, I love you guys. We have some really cool videos on the way. We have my the last installment of Crazy Ambassador coming out on Tuesday. I think I'll be doing another draft stream on Monday. So as always, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next one.